Hello dear friends, today we're back with a new tutorial that many of you have been asking for. Today, we want to explain how to transfer files from 3ds Max to Revit, and also the reverse process. So, I'm going to draw a few shapes using the default objects in 3ds Max. First, I'll draw a pyramid. Size doesn't matter, we're just creating it. Then I'll draw a box. And finally, a cylinder. Now, watch closely. I select the objects I want to transfer. Then go to the top menu and choose File. From the window that opens, I click Export, and finally I choose Export Selected, because I only want to transfer the objects. I selected not everything in the scene. A new window opens, asking me to choose the file path, name, and format. I'll choose the desktop as the destination. For the file name, let's call it arc12. Now here's the important part, pay attention. We cannot directly transfer a file from 3ds Max to Revit, because Revit only imports files in its own format or in AutoCAD format. So we must convert our 3ds Max model into an AutoCAD format before transferring it to Revit. I select the AutoCAD format. Just like I explained in the previous tutorial about exporting from Max to AutoCAD, another window will appear asking for export settings. We only need to pay attention to the software version, the rest doesn't matter. I'll leave the version on its default setting, because my Revit version is 2025, and it supports this format. I click OK, and now you can see the AutoCAD file saved on the desktop. Next, we open Revit. This is the Revit environment. We will prepare Revit tutorials for you in the future as well. It's a very useful software, so make sure to follow us so you don't miss any lessons. Look guys, in order to open an AutoCAD file here, we can't just go up here and select the file option like we do in 3ds Max, because as I said, Revit doesn't accept other formats. It doesn't even have an import option here. So the reason is that we can only import AutoCAD formats. From this top ribbon, we go to the Insert section and find the Import CAD option and click on it. Now, this window that opens shows us where to locate the file. I'm searching for it on the desktop because that's where I saved it. Look, I found the file with the same name, and I click on it. I'm not really working with the other parts here because the default settings already choose good options. From here, you can select the placement of the file, meaning where it should appear in the scene. Make sure to check the units as well. The default setting is fine since it places it nicely in the center of the workspace. You can also set the level, meaning which level your model will be placed on. The default is level 1, which is the first floor, and that's fine. The rest of the settings aren't really necessary. Okay, now we click Open. As you can see, the geometry has been imported, but everything comes in as one single piece and not separated. So, if you want to import geometry from Max into Revit, you must finish the modeling completely before importing it, because you can't make many adjustments here. I'll explain all of this fully in the Revit lessons. Dear friends, if you are satisfied with our training, please subscribe to our channel. This will give us more motivation. If you like our videos, please like them. Alright kids, now let's move on to exporting a file from Revit to Max. I've prepared this building for you. To export this file, we go to the top menu and click on File, then choose Export. In the window that appears, Revit shows us the formats we can export to. From these, I need to choose FBX, because 3ds Max accepts the FBX format. This next window asks for the file name and the saved location. You're already familiar with that. I select the desktop as the location and name the file something like arc14. The format is correct, and I don't need to touch anything else. Alright, now I click Save. Well, as you can see, the file here is saved in FBX format. Now I'm going to open 3ds Max to import the file. I come up here and click on File, then choose Import. In this section, I go to the location where I saved the file and select it. There aren't any special settings here, so I just click Open. A new window pops up. Here, it asks for some settings. For example, if the file has animation, or a camera, or lighting, we would adjust those settings in this section. But since the file we imported is simple and doesn't have any of those, we won't change anything. Finally, we click OK. There's nothing special on the next window either, so we click OK again. Now you can see the file has been imported. 3ds Max is a more flexible software, and modeling parametric designs and smooth forms is easier in Max compared to Revit. Many architects model walls, floors, and ceilings in Revit, and then transfer the file to Max for interior design and facade design because it's easier for them. Of course, Revit is also a very powerful software for 3D design, and you can do everything with high precision. It's just a bit more complex. I'll explain everything fully in the upcoming Revit tutorials. I hope this tutorial was useful for you. Good luck, and goodbye.